Hello. This video is about the gallbladder flush, and this is a way to reduce down gallstones. And of course, we know gallstones aren't stones, and there's many ways that we can form congestion in our gallbladder. This is a type of saturated fat and bile that's become congested in our gallbladder, and then when it tries to come out through the gallbladder duct into the duodenum, the upper small intestinal tract, there's a blockage and there's pain. So you know that if you have gallbladder issues, if you feel between your two ribs a little bit on your right side and press in, if there's any type of swelling or tenderness or pain there, then you could have a swollen gallbladder. And if you have fatty or oily foods and dairy, for example, or milk or fried food or a greasy pizza, and you feel pain right there in between the rib cage, and it's a sharp pain. You know, some people think even they're having a heart attack because the pain is so sharp, but in fact it's not. The pain isn't up here, it's down lower between the rib cage, and it is very sharp and very painful, and generally happens in the evening, and people do have gallbladder attacks and they have to be rushed off to the hospital, and generally the hospital will just remove the gallbladder and send you a bill, and then you can struggle with digestive problems for the rest of your life by not having a gallbladder. But alternatively, you could do this gallbladder flush, which has been around for a long time, to kind of flush out the stones, and you may have to do it a few times. Now, this would not be recommended for somebody with any large gallstones. If you had large gallstones, maybe after a CAT scan or doctor's checkup, and you found out that you had very large gallstones, then you would want to take liver herbs and gallstone reducing herbs first. You know, liver herbs to help improve liver function and helping to make bile, and then gallbladder stone reducing herbs that you want to take for about 30 days to kind of start to dissolve and soften up these gallstones before you try to flush them out, because otherwise you could have blockage and it could be more painful. So keep that in mind. This is just for somebody either preventing gallstones or the early stages, or for sure you only have a small gallstone. So in preparation, you'd want to eat raw fruits and vegetables for about 2 days with no oil, no fat, no greasy food, no animal protein. And this would, of course, accumulate more bile in the liver and the gallbladder prior to doing the flush, because without eating any oil or fat, then your body wouldn't use up the bile, and this will accumulate. So then the morning of the flush, you can prepare by taking a hot shower, hot bath to kind of relax the muscles. This should be done early in the morning. And you could do some deep breathing, and you could even go for a walk and exercise, get things moving. Hot bath tends to be a nice way to relax the muscles first. And then take 8 ounces of olive oil and 4 ounces of organic lemon juice, mix it together, and squeeze in some garlic juice. Get 3 or 4 cloves of garlic, put it in a garlic press and squeeze out the juice, and then shake it all up in a jar, the oil, the lemon, and the garlic juice, and chug it down. You know, if you're a small person, maybe 6 ounces is enough. First thing in the morning, you know, 6, 7 in the morning, and then lie down on your right side. You may find that putting a hot water bottle over your gallbladder and liver area will help dilate the muscles, or you could just go get back into a warm bath, and that will also help dilate the muscles and help to make it more comfortable in having these gallstones pass, because they're still going to pass. There still could be some discomfort. Now, I didn't mention, but also you should have your bowels moving quite good. Don't do a gallbladder flush like this if you're constipated in any way. So even prior to doing this gallbladder flush in the morning, you want to take, if you're constipated, start taking some laxative herbs or some triphala, some carsata sagrada or senna in the evenings to get the bowels going easily, because we don't want congestion there, because these gallstones are somewhat toxic because they're made of bile, which is an accumulation of unwanted toxins that the liver has collected. So you don't want them to stay in the small intestines and be absorbed back in. So you need to have your bowels moving quite well. And then later that night, the day you do the gallbladder flush in the morning, that night for sure, you want to take some type of triphala or laxative to make sure that the bowels move very good that night. And it will be generally the next morning or maybe later in the day that you can see in the toilet the greenish type of stones. And they can also be ones like sand and hard ones and brown ones, but mostly they're little green balls like peas, and this is them. So you can do it a second time, and if you don't have any more little green peas, and they're generally floating because they are made of fat, so they float on the top of the water, then you've completed the task successfully. So you do 1 or 2 of these every 2 or 3 days until you don't see any of these green peas. So this type of gallbladder flush can be done preventive to avoid a gallbladder attack and in the early stages. So I wish you the best, and if you need more help with that, I would contact me and I could provide you with the herbs to help you to dissolve the gallstones and support the liver during this process and give you a treatment that's specific to you. Because there's also variations of it. If somebody is very sensitive and they've had gallbladder problems, you can do a slow gallbladder flush as well, where you just take 4 ounces of olive oil and just 2 ounces of lemon and do smaller amounts each day for 5 days. There's even one where you just take 1 tablespoon of olive oil each morning, and then the next morning 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons, 4 tablespoons. So this would be for an elderly person or a weak person or a frail person where you want to be very careful. So taking the 8 ounces is quite powerful, and you're definitely going to get a flush effect, particularly if you don't have any fat for a couple days before and you're just eating fruits and vegetables and juicing prior to it. You're going to get a good flush. So if that's something you don't feel strong enough for, then you want to do a more gentle and gradual version of the gallbladder flush. But this has been around for thousands of years. It works very well, and of course it's much better than having your gallbladder removed and having to pay the bill and suffer with digestive problems for the rest of your life. So I wish you the best, and please contact me if you need assistance with this. Thank you.